Welcome to On This Day, where we look back at the moments that made history, one day at a time. From major world events to the weird and unexpected, every date has a story. So, what happened on 9th of August? Let's find out. August 9th is one of those dates that has seen it all: triumph and tragedy, scientific breakthroughs, acts of courage, and cultural touchstones. Whether it's big political shifts or small but fascinating moments, today offers a glimpse at just how layered history can be. Let's take a closer look at the stories that make August 9th stand out. In 1945, the United States dropped a second atomic bomb, this time on Nagasaki, Japan. The devastation was immense, and just days later, Japan surrendered, ending World War II. It's a sobering moment that reminds us of both the horror of war and the price of peace. Jumping to 1974, Richard Nixon formally resigned as President of the United States. After the Watergate scandal, he became the first and only American president to step down. Watching his farewell speech and departure was surreal for the nation, marking the end of one of its biggest political crises. On this day in 1965, Singapore was expelled from Malaysia and became an independent country. It wasn't planned as a joyful separation, it was a tough political breakup, but Singapore would go on to become one of the world's most successful city-states. Back in 1854, Henry David Thoreau published Walden. His reflections on simple living in natural surroundings have inspired generations to think about minimalism, self-reliance, and our relationship with nature. Even today, it's a favorite for those who want to slow down and unplug. In 1936, Jesse Owens won his fourth gold medal at the Berlin Olympics. Competing in front of Adolf Hitler, his performance was a direct rebuke to Nazi ideas of racial superiority. He returned home a hero, though he still faced racism in the US, making his achievement even more remarkable. August 9, 1975 saw the launch of Viking 1 by NASA. It was on its way to Mars to become the first US mission to land successfully on the planet. It sent back incredible images and data that paved the way for all the Mars missions we see today. On this day in 1944, the Smokey Bear campaign was launched with the slogan, "Only you can prevent forest fires." It's one of the longest-running public service campaigns ever, teaching generations of kids and adults not to play with fire in the woods. In 1995, Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead passed away. His guitar playing and distinctive voice were central to the band's sound, and his death marked the end of an era for millions of devoted fans known as Deadheads. Love discovering what happened on this day in history? Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. August 9, 1942, was the day Mahatma Gandhi launched the Quit India movement, calling for an end to British colonial rule. It was a massive act of civil disobedience that saw him jailed once again, but it was a turning point that helped lead to India's independence. In 1974, Vice President Gerald Ford was sworn in as president just minutes after Nixon's resignation. Ford famously said, "Our long national nightmare is over," trying to reassure a shaken country and begin healing the divisions. On this day in 1902, Edward VII was crowned King of the United Kingdom after the death of Queen Victoria. His coronation marked the start of the Edwardian era, a time known for big hats, social change, and rapid advances in technology. In 1988, the Civil War in Colombia saw one of its darkest days when 43 people were killed in the town of Segovia during a paramilitary massacre. It's a grim reminder of the violence that plagued the country for decades and the resilience of those who kept pushing for peace. August 9, 1969 was the day of the Manson family murders in Los Angeles, claiming the life of actress Sharon Tate and others. The brutal crime shocked America, ending the idealistic vibe of the 1960s and reminding everyone of the darkness lurking beneath the surface. And on this day in 2007, the global financial crisis began to take shape when major French banks froze funds because of exposure to U.S. subprime mortgages. It was one of those dominoes that would lead to the biggest economic meltdown in decades. That's what happened on 9th of August throughout history. Made it this far? Drop your favorite historical fact in the comments. Learn something new? Hit subscribe and come back tomorrow. You never know what the past has in store.